Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back once again, troops, Legionnaires, and any new recruits. Today I got something pretty badass. This is the Sitivien ST-16 Combat Tanto in 154 cm steel. I'm excited to show you all. We're going to see what this thing can do. Troops, what are you all carrying today? Well, as a companion, I've got my Geo brother Tanto in 14C28N steel, and man oh man, this thing is a beast. Deserves its own video. What are you all carrying today? Veterans, active military, just want to say thank you very much for your service. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Quick specs, let's go over them because I'm pretty excited to test out this awesome blade. Once again, this is the Sitivien ST-16 Combat Tanto. Overall length 11.42 inch. Blade length 6.52 inch. Blade steel 154 cm. Blade hardness is 60 to 61 HRC. Blade thickness 6 millimeters. Blade width 1.38 inch. Blade finish is a black stonewash. Handle length 4.88 inch. Handle thickness 0.79 inch. Handle material is a G10 in black. Weight of the knife is 13.41 ounce. With the Kydex Sheath, it is 17.61 ounce, and it does feature a full tang, lanyard hole Kydex, and a TekLoc. Let's do a quick close-up and then we'll get to work, man. Check out that awesome Tanto style blade, man. I am digging this knife. 154 cm steel. We're going to put it to the test. I mean, look at the way that looks, man. I know that's a weird sharpening choil, but I think it's pretty cool. And you know what? You can put your finger comfortably around this without worrying about getting cut to do the close-up work. So that is pretty nice. And there are the handles. They're nicely contoured and textured. The tang does protrude, as you could see. So if you're going to be doing a little bit of bushcrafting, you know, making tent stakes, etc., this might hurt you as you're pressing down. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the proper wood to do any kind of testing for a tent stake, so I might have to use this depending on how thick I can cut it. Full tang goodness, as you can see, 6 millimeters thick. That is some Tanto tip right there. Should not be a problem. You know, I'm kind of curious. This question goes out to level 3 readiness. I wonder if this type of wood could be made into a bow drill board of some sort. Something to think about. Let me know what you guys think, because this is kiln dried and it is some seriously tough wood. But we're going to test it out, man. We're going to do some chopping, batoning with this sucker, and I'm excited to get started. Now, this does have a protruding tang. It also has a lanyard hole. Okay, I'm going to be preparing this wood for a barbecue for later today in this park once again. So it's very limited, the testing that I can do, but make no mistake, this is some really, really hard wood. Slight jimping on the top guard, and pretty simple. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that fibrous material in there. Looks like carbon fiber. I have a feeling that's probably going to pop out, but who cares, man? As long as the knife can do the work and the job, it doesn't matter. Let's put it to the test. Sheath, as always, forgetting something. The sheath is pretty important. Beautiful Kydex, very thick, high quality sheath. It's got the rivet holes, it's got the slots. I kind of wish they had more slots here. Pancake style, perfect. Here's the reverse side. It does have a drainage hole. It's, again, high quality. It has a TekLoc for upright or scout carry, depending on how you wish to carry this. It is also removable, okay, if you want to put a third-party option in case if you're an operator, law enforcement, first responder, you want a different way of carrying this than with a TekLoc. Remove this, go purchase yourself something third-party, or use some Velcro straps to strap this onto your belt, your vest, your pack, etc. It closes up, it locks into place. Let's pop in the knife. There you go. That's a nice package right there. This one's quiet. Not going anywhere anytime soon. It's in there nice and tight. Now, let's get to work. Before we get started, that's the piece of wood I'm going to be testing out. That's what I'm going to be using inside the barbecue. If you guys really want to challenge your knives, try and find this brand of hardwood and see if your knives are really up to the task, because this is some sick hard wood. Now let's get started. Okay, got my lanyard on. Feels comfortable in the hand so far. It's a pretty thick, dry piece of wood, and we're going to try and get through this, okay? So, have a stable, somewhat stable platform. Let's see what we could do here. Okay, now, the handle is not ergonomical whatsoever. However, with the grooving, it seems to be doing a good job, you know, with me holding it. So far so good. We're looking good. Let me just get rid of that. And let's continue. Now, I'm going to be taking my time just to be careful. Turn this around a little bit. It's combat for sure, but you know, in a pinch, if it's got to do some work outdoors, it'll do it, you know? Seems to be doing it so far. Definitely need the lanyard, okay? Because it's straight handle, it's not ergonomic. Doesn't mean anything, but it's better that you have something helping you out over here, okay? But you can see we're off to a pretty good start, and this is hard as a rock, man. Well, let's take a look at this blade. Looks good. Wow, look at that. That was nice. Just got to take a break, troops, but so far so good. That steel is holding up. So I'm hoping that Sitivien's 154 cm steel, you know, is done properly with the heat treat, and so far so good. And you could take a look. It is a wide range in the blade that I'm using to chop, and real good, real good. Telling you, this wood is going to put any knife to the test. Any knife. Pretty insane so far. So let's see. It's so hard, man. Wood is hard. You can see it's making those nice fine curls. Okay, and let's keep going. Let's see. Now, it's not front heavy, it's not rear heavy. Well, it's a little front heavy, but nothing like a regular outdoor blade, you know? So I am, you know, putting some force behind this knife to get it to chop, okay? So, but it's a good test. Stuck in there. Check it out. That was a challenge, troops. Let me catch my breath and we'll come back. Okay, when I was chopping, I didn't realize how close up the video was, but that's okay. So we're gonna take these two pieces I just got done chopping, and we're gonna do a little bit of horizontal and vertical batoning, okay? Nothing too major, but an example nonetheless. Now, just to show everybody, this knife is still making nice curls, so point is it's still sharp. And we're looking good here. I gotta tell you, man, this is definitely one tough blade. You need something out in the field, in the military, you know, combat style knife, utility style knife, man. This is gonna kick ass and fill your role. All right, so now, believe it or not, I used my today's carry to whittle this down into a nice round circle, batoned with it. Wanted to make sure that I showed everybody a nice clean blade, so I used my my other backup knife to do this, and that knife deserves its own right for a video. So let's start off with some vertical. I know it's a small piece, but I'm going to be keeping it in camera, and again, this is for the barbecue, so I'm going to be making nice little chunks. Okay, which is perfect, and you can just see I just went through a knot, but the chunks is what I'm looking for, you know. So actually I'm going to leave it that thick. Excellent, nice and chunky, okay? So that'll be good. Once the initial kindling gets started, throw this on top. I'll have little briquettes. Let's do some vertical here. Using the whole blade, right? That is some seriously tough wood, man. Jeez. Just get rid of this bark. Actually, I could save that. And just do a little prying here. You can see it's split open. Just got to cut the fibers. All right, good enough. Don't worry about that. Well, let's do it again. Oh, that's a nice hard piece right there, man. Ah. Okay, you can see that's splitting. So far, so good with the handle. You know, I know that the tang is protruding a bit, but it's not caused me any issues or problems. So make sure I don't cut myself, do anything stupid. I already somehow, some way black and blued my thumb. Actually, you know what, troops? Just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to use the baton to finish this off. I actually used some of the guard over there, so, but you could see, wow, it even went through that knot right there. Fantastic. I mean, that's pretty good stuff. Let's do it again. And you could see what it's doing to the baton, which is very minimal compared to the other batons that I got. I know some of you aren't going to like this, and maybe hopefully they can make a drop point version or a clip point version of this. But for those Tanto lovers, man, you ain't gonna go wrong with this. This is a badass blade. All right, those are a little bit larger, thicker pieces. Let's do it again. As you can see, it's just splitting up this wood without a problem. Now let's just make sure that, I mean, that blade is so thick. The grind on this, the primary bevel, I guess that is, the grind is just so thick. It's just like a nice V shape right there. So no issues whatsoever. Let me get something a little bit longer now for some kindling. So this is a nice small piece I found in the bag. I can make kindling out of this. Now again, this is the piece of wood that I showed that was making some shavings. I'm still curious to see if it's still sharp. So let's see. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty thick blade. Even the secondary bevel, you know, is pretty thick in my opinion. And yet, you know, I'm still able to make some curls, which is good. Now, the handle is coming loose. Wow, look at that. Little blister from hitting it so hard, hitting this wood so hard. So it's doing fine up to this point. We're gonna make some feather sticks out of this and kindling, and I might even do some cross baton to make the sticks a little bit smaller. So let's do it. I gotta tell you, troops, this is some tough wood. I mean, it's just not giving any way, you know? Unfortunately, I don't have a toolkit to tighten up the handles with me. I should have known better, but what are you gonna do? It didn't come all the way loose, which is good news. Uh-oh. My stump broke apart. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let me continue on. This might be good for a bow drill board, you know, using the tip over here. Let me just turn this around and keep going. So at least you know that I'm banging real hard on this wood. There we go, man. So far, so good. Let me do this. So far, so good. Now, these are pretty long sticks, so these are good for feather sticks, right? But if I want to make something smaller, I'm going to save those pieces. Just give me a second, troops. I'm going to grab a couple of pieces that went on the floor. Okay, let me Let me just cut these up a little bit smaller. I'm gonna have to get rid of this piece right now for now. Might have to cut that up for the barbecue. All right, that worked. I'm gonna have to pick those up in a second. Okay, point proven. Let me pick those pieces up and we'll take it from there. There we go. Okay, perfect for a firebox stove or a small little fire, small kindling, you know. And then I have, right, the feather sticks over here. And this is what I was using before. And here's a nice big piece, which I still haven't made into feather sticks, which I'll probably process off camera. But for now, let's make an example. Like again, I'm at a, so just so those that don't know, I'm at a park. I'm gonna be starting up a barbecue. So this place is immaculate. They keep this place clean. It's not like I can just go pick up wood or start chopping a tree down or whatever in this park, you know? So I purchased some wood, some really hard wood, and now I'm processing the wood. So instead of using the charcoal briquettes from Kingsford, I'm using this particular wood. So, and it's perfect for testing out the knife. Let's make individual curls. All right, I know that they're falling on the floor. I'm gonna do my best. And you can still see that the knife is pretty sharp with the work that I did. A lot of banging. This wood is hard, but according to the paperwork and from experience, it does light up pretty quick because it's so dry. So good news. And I got a nice grip on this, man. I don't even need to choke up, you know? I haven't felt the need to choke up. There's no need. I mean, the way this knife feels right now, just choking up right by the guard, perfect. All right, and it's allowing me to do what it is I need to do. Just getting nice thin slices here. I know some of this is falling on down to the ground, but there's also, you know, quite a little pile right over here, and you can make a big bunch, and then hopefully, you know, we're gonna be able to spark this up with a ferro rod, okay? If not, I got my lighter. But you could see here that we're looking good. Now, let me just put this off to the side. And you saw me do the feathers with that other stick over there. Even though this handle is straight, it's nice. It really is. For me, it is. You know, believe me, don't believe me, I really don't care. I like this straight handle. It may not be as ergonomical as the others, but with the combination of this G10 scale with this type of grooving over here, I've got a pretty firm grip on here. So, I mean, God forbid if you got to do any kind of fighting, you know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good combat blade. Okay, there you go. Just a small example, just a small demonstration. After all that banging, all right, this knife is still pretty sharp, and I'm making feather sticks. Not the greatest feather sticks, but who cares as long as it lights. You know, it's gonna help you light up that fire. There you go, man. That's pretty good. All right, let's move on. Okay, I got this nice piece of wood over here. It's flat, right? So I'm just curious, you know, I'm going to try and make a flat piece for a bow drill board. Okay. So now this bit over here is a little bit garbage. It's not the best. So let's use this tip over here to get rid of it. And I'll just keep the good stuff, you know? All right. Maybe it's good, maybe it's no good. I don't know, you know, but the point is what I really want to do is tip test. Since this is such a hard piece of wood, I figured this will be perfect. Not much of a bushcraft knife, I'll tell you that right now. But again, in the pinch, you know, maybe you might be a soldier out in the field and you know what you're doing with bushcraft, you know. Maybe you want to just help out your squad or your platoon or whatever. You know, you're tasked with starting up a fire because you know your shit. But again, testing out this tip because this is a pretty nice hard piece of wood. And since this is a Tanto, I'm sure you guys want to see for yourselves, right? All right, you could see that's a pretty deep hole right there. Check it out. Okay, and that's a thick tip, so it's going to do justice. You know what I mean? And then obviously you make the little notches, etc. But this knife is a penetrator, you know. What do you think? Better than a dagger? I kind of like Tantos, man. This knife will do the job. Okay, so now I have this nice thick piece over here. Let me just take this out of the equation. All right, let's see what I could do here. All right, it did it. It did go through. Okay, just to show you, okay, it's split through. All right, that's a hard piece of wood. And that tip, troops, is there. All right, let's go do some camp tasks, all right? Because my hand is getting brutalized right now from all the, you know, the beating that I'm giving this knife. You definitely need a pair of gloves. You know, I think that would be good if you're an operator. There's enough handle here for gloves, and it's a brute, man. This knife is a brute. It's a beast. Okay, camp tasks, and maybe some you know, law enforcement, first responder, military type use. Okay, so let me just move this over, and we'll take it all one at a time now. Actually, I use this twist tie to fix my log over here that the piece broke, and you could see there's a black piece all the way around, and I just used the knife to cut and trim some of the plastic. But let me go ahead and take one of these. All right, I'll double up on here, and you know, again, first responders, law enforcement, military, if you're using twist ties. Okay, good to go. I got something a little bit more heavy duty here. Let me just take this out. I try to keep everything nice and neat, and this is nice and thick. Okay, this is stuff that you see at you know, Home Depot, where you strap up the skids and stuff like that. Maybe you're in the military and you get skids of some sort strapped with this material, and you need to use your knife, you know, to cut it. All right, that was easy. Paracord here. Okay, let me find. All right, let me get a little piece of this paracord over here. You know, maybe you're a ranger or operator, whatever you are, you know, and you're using any kind of paracord, whether it's for a parachute, tying things down, or a camping environment. That's easy. Okay, I'm telling you guys, go buy that wood. It's insane hard. I cannot believe how hard it is compared to, you know, what I'm used to testing out in the woods. It's crazy. So in any case, done. Here's some plastic material. This is the material, I don't know, maybe you're indoors and you have to fix your screen or something. This is that plastic material, you know, for indoor, the screen. Maybe you don't have your pocket knife with you. This is lying on the shelf. You know, once again, just a simple test of different type of materials. I mean, real easy to cut, this rubber. Okay, no problem. So just a demonstration and an example. Okay, I've got some natural rope here. This is small, thin, natural rope, nothing too thick. Again, camp environment, military environment, law enforcement. I mean, it's just cutting right through, okay? So that's good. Now I've got a little bit thicker stuff over here. Let me just unspool a little piece. And once again, easy, okay? Easy demonstration. Let's see, what else do I have? I have some of this seat belt material over here. Let me just unravel just a little bit of this stuff. Okay, so I mean, you already see it's easy to cut. Let me just see if I could double it up just a bit. Let me see what I could do. Okay, that was easy. 154 cm steel from Sitivien. Whoever's doing the manufacturing for them, awesome job, man. Awesome job. Now, fat wood, right? Got a little bit of fat wood. You can see how nice and thin I'm cutting it. You want to use it sparingly. Sorry about the background noise. There's some people leaving the park. Okay. And you could see how nice that is, just slicing up this fat wood, man. So if maybe you're a hiker, I know you probably wouldn't take this hiking, or maybe you're a camper, maybe you've got just this one piece of fat wood. This is all you got. Maybe you forgot. I don't know what the scenario is. Think of something that limits you and you need to do some very, very thin shavings. Here you go. Okay, you make a nice little pile. You have everything ready, your twigs, your logs, your kindling, everything is ready. You spark it up. Now, we're gonna test out the spine, but believe it or not, man, the spine is not as sharp as I had hoped. However, there is jimping, so just there's some squirrels going around. I'm surprised that they're so close, but I guess people feed them. I'm gonna try the jimping. Let's see if I can make a little fluff here. Yep, perfect, perfect. Now again, I don't have regular wood, you know, like twigs and stuff. Believe it or not, they keep this place very clean. But just an idea that you can scrape a little fat wood here. Okay, you can see that. Beautiful, right? Now let me try, now that was with the jimping. Let me try the spine over here. I tell you, it's very, very smooth, but you know what? We'll find out right now. 1 second. Oh, it's doing it. At least with the fat wood it is. So you could see, I'm not doing the jimping anymore, but I'm just doing this little area right over here, right before it tapers and gets thick again. So it's working out with the fat wood at least. Nice. Okay, so you could see the little pile right here. You know what? Let me get one of those. I'm kind of curious now. Let me get one of those feather sticks that I made from that purchased wood, that dried out wood, and let's see how that works out. 1 sec, troops. Okay, I'm back now. You could see that there's still some of the resin over here. Let me just take this off. For me, right though, this is pretty good. I'm happy with this right here. You could see that. That's nice. Now I've used this already. You could see that I use it to make the feather stick, so it's a little rounded off. Now there's a nice 90 degrees over there in the wood. Let's see what happens. I'm getting a little something, okay, but again, this is some really, really hard wood. Shouldn't be an excuse. Oh, you know, it does work with a little effort. You're gonna get your fluff that you need, okay? I don't think you wanna be making arrows with these, you know, but let me try the jimping now. That's very little, you know, it's a lot of effort for that amount of work, and you could see that the scraping is not, it's happening, but it's not a lot. Now, let me try the jimping area. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, the jimping area is just a little bit better. But it looks like you have to find, you might have to find a 90-degree area on the piece of wood. Okay, yeah, see? It's doing it. Again, with effort, okay, with effort. So you're talented, you use a belt sander, you can make this a little bit sharper, or maybe the work sharp, you know, that work sharp tool, field guide, nice and light, you scrape and you make this edge just a little bit sharper. However, you know, with a little effort, you can make a little fluff. It's all falling inside it's all falling inside this piece of this stump, this fire stump. But you could see right here, this is a little bit of wood and this is all the fat wood over here. However, as always, you know, you just start making those small, thin little curls with the knife if you really need to start up something for a fire, okay? Ferro rod. Not the best ferro rod, as long as it gets my point across though, right? So let's see. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, there we go. It's not a lot. Plus it's a small ferro rod. It's still doing it. Let me try different parts. Okay, definitely could use, you could see the scraping on top there. But it could definitely use a sharpening, okay? Could definitely use a sharper spine. Let me see. Nope. Nope, no, everything's all rounded off over here, including the choil, okay, which I haven't had to use not one time, but not the greatest. It's going to take effort, I think. Now I'm doing the jimping area. It's very little, but then again, it's also a really shitty ferro rod. Let's see. Yeah, you're better off with the tool. Definitely needs to be sharpened. Other than that, man, I hope that you enjoyed this demonstration. I'm impressed with the knife, even though it doesn't scrape a ferro rod. Like I said, I think I might just take this to a work sharpening field guide, sharpen this up a bit, and I bet you this will spark up a storm. Troops, mission accomplished. Look at all that work that Tanto did. Awesome blade. 20% off right now, redeemable code on Amazon. Buy it, don't buy it, doesn't matter to me. I got my knife, and this knife is badass. 154 cm steel. Some of you may not, appreciate the other steels that Sitivien has out on the market. 154 cm steel, though, that's pretty good stuff, man, and I pretty much proved it. So I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. As you can see right in front of you, this knife did quite a bit, and this would be an awesome combat utility knife, man, for any soldier out there, anybody in the military, law enforcement, or even first responder, man. This is kick ass. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, once again, thank you. I hope everybody enjoys their holiday. Merry Christmas. And to some of you, Happy New Year, in case, you don't watch my video in the next few weeks or so. I do plan on getting some other knives and testing out some other knives. So we'll see you when we see you. I want to bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day, hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military. Once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. And unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides. Call those phone numbers. Okay, check out those websites. It's not too late. The holidays are right around the corner. Do not go through anything alone. Give those phone numbers a call, surf those websites. Okay, and if you know somebody, reach out to them and you know, make their Christmas. All right, troops, thanks again. At the ready, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!